Hi, everybody. I hope you had a good weekend and I hope you're ready to start our next week of virtual learning. We have a fun story today. It's called The Grasshopper and the Ants, and here's the note catcher that you're going to need. We've got 3 questions where you will write your answers down today, and then the rest will just be thinking aloud or talking to somebody at your house about them. If you weren't able to pick this up, just remember you can write your answers on a piece of paper. Okay, and we're continuing with our unit on seasons and weather. We have 3 more read-alouds about seasons and weather, and then we'll be moving on to a new unit after that. Okay, remember so far that I've taught you that in different places around the world we have different weather and different temperatures. We have learned that here in the United States we have 4 seasons: winter, spring, summer, and fall. And we've also learned that those seasons happen in a cycle. That means they repeat themselves over and over again. Okay? Today you're going to hear the story of the Grasshopper and the Ants, which is one of Aesop's many fables. This story takes place throughout the different seasons of the year. Listen carefully so that you can identify the different seasons and learn what happens in the story. Also listen carefully to see if you can figure out what the lesson or moral of the story is. Okay, here we go. The Grasshopper and the Ants. In a field on a fine summer's day, a grasshopper was hopping about, singing and dancing and enjoying himself. Ooh, who heard? What season is it? I said it in the first sentence. You could rewind if you need to. My first question is what season it is. Tell someone in your family or say it out loud. Nearby, a group of ants was hard at work. They had built their house underground and they were filling it with food to last them through the long, cold winter ahead. So they were filling the house with lots of food during the summer so that they would have enough food to eat throughout the whole winter. Why not come and play with me? Asked the grasshopper. Why bother about winter? We have plenty of food now. Come, leave your work. Now's the time to dance and sing. But the ants paid no attention to the grasshopper. They kept working hard all day, every day. So why do you think the ants are working so hard? Say it out loud. Talk to somebody in your house next to you. So the ants are working hard, but not the grasshopper. All summer long while the ants worked, he jumped about the field and he danced and he sang. Okay, so that comes to our first question on your note catcher for today. It says, how would you describe the ants? How would you describe the ants? What are they like? What are they doing? And to write in a complete sentence, you could put, the ants are... Okay, pause the video if you need to. Sometimes the grasshopper would sit for hours and listen to the humming of the bees or watch the butterflies flitting about or take long lazy naps in the warm sun. And when he woke up, he would sing this song. The summertime's a time for me, for then I'm happy as can be. I watch the butterflies and bees as they fly around as they please. Oh, summertime's a time for me, for I'm as happy as can be. Yes, the grasshopper was a happy fellow, but he never thought about the future. Okay, so first you told me you were able to describe the ants and what they're like. Next, I want you to describe the grasshopper. What is the grasshopper like? What does he do? How would you describe him? So you can start with a complete sentence and say, the grasshopper is... Okay, pause the video if you need to. One day the grasshopper woke up and felt a chill in the air. Then he saw the leaves turn red, gold, and brown and fall from the trees. What season do you think it is now? It says the leaves turned red, gold, and brown and they fell from the trees. Then the days kept getting cooler and soon the grasshopper saw no butterflies or bees and the fields where he liked to sing and dance had turned bare and hard. Okay, so we're noticing some changes happening in the weather. Here's your last question. It says, what changes happen to the weather and the trees when it turns to autumn? So what's happening? What did the grasshopper notice? Rewind the video if you need to. Okay. Soon the cold days of winter were upon him, and the grasshopper was freezing and hungry. He came to the ant's house and knocked on the door. What season is it now? Say it out loud. What do you want? Asked the ant. May I come in and share your food? Asked the grasshopper. What did you do all summer? Asked the ants. Didn't you put away some food for use now? So they're saying, didn't you save any food from the summer? No, said the shivering grasshopper. I didn't think of that while I was singing and dancing in the sun. So, said the ants meanly, you sang and danced all summer while we worked? Well, now you can sing and dance while we eat. So my next question is for you to think about, was this a nice thing for the ants to say to the grasshopper? And what would you have said if you were the ants? Do you think it was nice, and what would you have said? As the hungry grasshopper walked away, he sang this song. Next time I'll work as well as dance. Then I'll be ready, like the ants. The end. Here's a couple more questions for you to think about. In this fable, who is thinking about what would happen later in time or in the future? Is that the grasshopper or the ants? Who's thinking about the future, the grasshopper or the ants? You don't have to write this down, just think about it, say it out loud. Okay, next one. What happened to the grasshopper at the end of this fable? And why? What happened to the grasshopper at the end of this fable and why? Okay, and next one, which will be for your journal prompt today, what do you think the lesson or the moral of the story is? So the grasshopper learned something in this story. What do you think the grasshopper learned, and what do you think everybody who reads this can learn? Okay, and then last question for today, do you think the ants were right to turn the grasshopper away? Do you think it was okay for them to say, we're not sharing our food with you, and he had to walk away? Or do you think they should have done something different? All right, that's the end of our read aloud for today. You do have another video to watch. I have a cycle of the seasons worksheet that I'll post for you to work on too. And you have a journal prompt to go along with today also. Let me know if you need anything. Thanks. Bye.